Most people think you need a gym membership, expensive equipment, and a perfectly designed split program to build real muscle. They're wrong. Some of the most powerful strength-building methods ever created came out of a system that had almost none of that. No fancy machines, no protein shake sponsorships, no Instagram influencers telling you what to buy. I'm talking about Soviet training methods, and today I'm going to show you 7 exercises straight out of that system that will build more functional muscle than most of what you're doing with weights right now. During the mid-20th century, Soviet sports scientists were obsessed with one thing: performance. They studied the human body with a level of seriousness that most Western coaches weren't even close to matching at the time. They figured out that the nervous system, muscle tension, and movement patterns were the real keys to building strength and size, and a lot of the exercises they developed relied on something called tension without load. That means your muscles are working incredibly hard without you holding a single dumbbell. Studies show that when a muscle is placed under high tension for an extended period, it responds by growing, regardless of whether that tension comes from a barbell or from your own body mechanics. That's the foundation of what you're about to learn. Let's get into the first one. The first exercise is called the wall-sit isometric hold, but not the way most people do it. In the Soviet system, this was used as a foundational strength builder for the legs, hips, and lower back, and it was done with very specific positioning that most people skip entirely. Here's how you do it. Stand about 2 feet away from a wall, place your back flat against it, and slide down until your thighs are parallel to the floor. Your feet should be directly under your knees, not out in front of you. Now here's where it gets different from what you've seen before. Press your lower back hard into the wall, not just resting against it, actively pressing. Squeeze your glutes at the same time, and then push your feet into the floor like you're trying to drive the ground away from you. Hold that for 45 seconds. What you should feel is a deep burning in your quads, your glutes firing hard, and your core bracing without you even thinking about it. The common mistake is letting the lower back peel away from the wall, which shifts the load off the target muscles and onto your joints. Keep that back flat. The progression here is to add a slow pulse at the bottom, dropping an inch and rising an inch every 5 seconds while maintaining that tension. Studies show that isometric holds like this one recruit a high percentage of muscle fibers because the muscle has nowhere to go. It's fighting against itself and against gravity at the same time. That's serious tension, and serious tension means serious growth. Now let's move to number 2, and this one is going to surprise you. This is the Soviet hollow body press. Soviet gymnasts and wrestlers use this constantly because it builds the kind of core and upper body strength that transfers to everything. Lie on your back. Press your lower back into the floor, the same cue as the wall sit. Lift your legs about 6 inches off the ground and hold them there. Now raise your arms straight up toward the ceiling and press your palms together as hard as you possibly can. Push them together like you're trying to crush something between your hands. Hold that for 30 seconds. What's happening here is remarkable. Your chest, shoulders, and triceps are generating maximum tension against each other. Your core is bracing to stabilize your legs, and your hip flexors are working to maintain that leg position. You are creating a full body tension circuit with zero equipment. The mistake most people make is letting the lower back arch off the floor. The moment that happens, the exercise becomes far less effective and puts unnecessary stress on your lumbar spine. If you can't keep your back flat, raise your legs higher, even up to 45 degrees, until you build the strength to lower them. The progression is to slowly lower your legs toward the floor over a 10-second count and then raise them back up while maintaining that palm press the entire time. I'm pretty sure you're going to love number 5 because it's one of the most underrated full-body strength builders I've ever seen, and almost nobody in Western fitness is talking about it. But let's keep going because 3 and 4 are setting you up for it perfectly. Exercise 3 is the Soviet squat walkout. This one came out of the Soviet wrestling and weightlifting programs as a way to build hip mobility, knee stability, and leg strength simultaneously. Start standing with your feet shoulder-width apart. Lower yourself into a deep squat and hold it at the bottom. Now, keeping your hips low, take a small step to the right with your right foot. Then bring your left foot to match. Take another step right, then another, then reverse direction and walk left. You're essentially walking in a deep squat position. What you should feel is your inner thighs, your glutes, your hip stabilizers, and your quads, all firing at the same time. The common mistake is letting your heels come off the floor. If your heels are lifting, your hip flexors and calves are too tight to allow proper depth. In that case, place a small weight plate or a folded towel under your heels until you build the flexibility to go flat-footed. Do 10 steps in each direction for 3 rounds. This exercise addresses the root cause of a lot of knee and hip pain, which is weak stabilizer muscles and poor movement patterns in the hips. You're not just building muscle here, you're correcting the mechanics that cause pain in the first place. Exercise 4 is the Soviet back arch hold. sometimes called the reverse plank in Western fitness, but done with a completely different intention. Sit on the floor with your legs extended in front of you and your hands placed behind your hips, fingers pointing forward. Now press through your hands and your heels and lift your entire body off the floor until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your feet. Hold that position and then actively try to push your hips higher. Squeeze your glutes as hard as you can. Pull your shoulder blades together. Hold for 30 to 45 seconds. What you should feel is your glutes, hamstrings, upper back, and triceps all working together. The mistake here is letting the hips sag, which puts all the stress on your wrists and shoulders and takes it off the muscles you're trying to build. If your wrists bother you, make fists and press through your knuckles instead. The progression is to lift one leg off the ground and hold for 15 seconds on each side. Soviet coaches use this exercise because it trains the posterior chain, the entire backside of your body, as one connected unit. And a strong posterior chain is one of the most important things you can develop for both performance and pain relief. Now, before I show you the last 3 exercises, let me address something important. If you're dealing with chronic aches and pains, stiff joints, or you feel like your body just doesn't move the way it used to, you're not alone. Most people think they're stuck with these problems forever. They think the answer is more medication, more doctor visits, or just accepting that this is how things are now. But what if there was a simple step-by-step system that could help you move pain-free again? I created Reboot Your Body specifically for people struggling with these exact issues. It's a 30-day program designed to restore the movement and strength you've lost, so you can play with your kids or grandkids, get through your day without constant aching, and feel confident in your body again. Imagine waking up in the morning and not having that stiffness that usually takes an hour to shake off. Imagine being able to bend down, reach overhead, or climb stairs without bracing for pain. That's what this program is designed to give you. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. All right, let's get into number 5, and I told you this one was worth waiting for. Exercise 5 is the Soviet tension squat, also called the self-resistance squat. This is where Soviet sports science gets genuinely brilliant. Stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. As you lower yourself into a squat, press your hands against your thighs from the outside, pushing inward. Your legs push out against your hands while your hands push in against your legs. You are creating resistance with your own body. As you stand back up, switch the direction. Place your hands on the insides of your thighs and push outward, while your legs push inward against your hands. You are now working your abductors and adductors simultaneously through the entire range of motion of a squat. Do this for 10 slow reps, taking 3 seconds down and 3 seconds up. What you should feel is your entire leg musculature firing in a way that a regular bodyweight squat simply cannot match. Studies show that this kind of self-resistance training, where muscles work against each other, produces muscle activation levels comparable to loaded exercises. The common mistake is rushing through the movement. Slow down. The tension is the point. The progression is to add a 2-second pause at the bottom while maintaining the hand pressure in both directions. Exercise 6 is the Soviet wrestler's bridge. This one has been used in combat sports for over a century, and it builds the neck, upper back, and core in a way that almost nothing else can. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Place your hands beside your head with your palms flat on the floor. Now press through your feet and your hands and arch your body up into a bridge position with only your hands and feet touching the floor. Hold that for 20 to 30 seconds. If that's too difficult at first, start with a standard glute bridge where only your feet and upper back are on the floor, and build from there. The progression is to slowly turn your head from side to side while holding the bridge, which is how Soviet wrestlers trained neck strength for competition. What you should feel is your entire spine from the base of your neck to your tailbone working as one unit. The common mistake is holding your breath. Breathe steadily throughout. This exercise is remarkable for people dealing with upper back stiffness and poor posture because it actively stretches and strengthens the entire front of the body while building the posterior chain at the same time. And now exercise 7. This is the one that ties everything together. Exercise 7 is the Soviet dead hang progression. Soviet gymnasts and military trainees used dead hangs not just as a grip exercise, but as a full spinal decompression and shoulder strengthening tool. Find any overhead bar or even a sturdy door frame. Hang from it with both hands, palms facing away from you, and simply let your body weight stretch your spine downward. Hold for 30 seconds. But here's the Soviet progression. After that passive hang, activate your shoulder blades by pulling them down and back without bending your elbows. You should feel your lats engage and your body rise slightly. Hold that active position for 10 seconds, then release back to passive. Alternate between passive and active for 3 rounds. The mistake most people make is letting their shoulders shrug up around their ears during the passive hang. That actually compresses the shoulder joint. Let your shoulder blades spread wide and feel the full length of your spine. The progression is to add a slight knee raise, bringing your knees just to hip height and holding for 5 seconds. which adds core activation to the movement. Studies show that regular hanging decompresses the lumbar spine, improves shoulder mobility, and reduces the kind of chronic upper back and neck tension that builds up from sitting and daily life. It is one of the simplest and most effective things you can do for long-term joint health. All right, let's put this all together into a routine you can actually use. Here's how I want you to run this program. Do this 3 times a week with at least 1 rest day between sessions. Start with the wall sit isometric hold for 3 sets of 45 seconds. Rest 30 seconds between sets. Then move to the hollow body press for 3 sets of 30 seconds. Then the squat walkout for 3 rounds of 10 steps each direction. Then the back arch hold for 3 sets of 40 seconds. Then the Soviet tension squat for 3 sets of 10 slow reps. Then the wrestler's bridge for 3 sets of 25 seconds. And finish with the dead hang progression for 3 rounds of the passive active cycle. The whole routine takes about 25 to 30 minutes. That's it, no gym required. No equipment beyond a bar for the last exercise, and even that is optional in the early weeks. Here's what I want you to understand about why this works. These exercises are not easier than lifting weights. They are different. They demand that your nervous system and your muscles work together under high tension, which is exactly the stimulus that builds real functional strength. The kind of strength that helps you move better, feel better, and stay out of pain. Consistency is what drives results here, not intensity. Showing up 3 times a week and doing this routine with focus and control will change your body more than any crash program ever could. If you want to take this further and you're dealing with pain, stiffness, or you just feel like your body has been holding you back, go check out Reboot Your Body in the description. It's the 30-day system I built specifically for getting people moving and feeling strong again. And if this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe, because we put out content like this every week. I'll see you in the next one.